Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Guild Wars 1 Let's Play. We are here, still in Eye of the North, still doing dungeons. We have Shards of Orr up next as one of the last dungeons. I believe there's only one more after this, actually, the biggest dungeon from the Eye of the North campaign before we head on to War in Kryta. So, I appreciate you coming out today. I know we took a little bit of a break. I mentioned it in yesterday's video, but if you didn't watch that, I was on spring break from college, so I was just doing other stuff, but we're back now. So anyway, let's start this quest up. Following Legleaf's defeat during the Second Great Corsair War, we sailed north aboard the glaive ship, the Queen of Fools, into Orient waters along the Tarnished coast. There was a mutiny and our souls became forfeited in a vicious cycle of betrayal. We need your help with the cycle. We need your revenge first. We need your revenge, but first we must be freed. So this is a dungeon that I have done a lot. This is probably the dungeon that I've done the most in the game, just because the reward from this dungeon is the Bone Dragon Staffs, which are very valuable. And this was a very speed-cleared dungeon, so compared to most of the dungeons, I actually know a lot of what the mobs and stuff do here. It's one of the harder dungeons for sure. I'm actually not sure how well the end boss is gonna go, but we'll get there when we get there. Also, I did not bring holy damage for me. I should have brought holy damage for me. But whatever, it's normal mode, it won't be that bad. But yeah, I hope you're having a wonderful day. This is a very cool dungeon. It's very Orr themed, very one of the more unique dungeons. After the Second Great Corsair War, our captain Legleaf parlayed to deal with the King Zoran of War, who was father to King Rezla. We were granted amnesty in the underground area known as the Shards of Orr. Seeing this as an opportunity to gain control of our ship, the Queen's Fool, first mate Fendi Nin made another darker deal with the King's advisor. Those deals have condemned us all. Fendi's curse seals us within this horrid place. Our souls can only be freed by destroying him. Alright, let's try to get out of here before that group aggroes my spirits back there. Okay, there we go. Not too bad. We'll talk a little bit more about the dungeon mechanics as we get through it, but I like these houses and stuff that are down here. It makes it look like, you know, people lived here. Actually kind of weird, though, because I believe those are assets used in Cantha. It's a little weird that they don't use either Elonian or, assets from Prophecies if they're going to reuse assets. It's a little weird that this dungeon uses a lot of Kaining City assets. I wonder if there's any meaning to that. I doubt it. I bet they just kind of just went through the assets and picked what they liked, but I don't know. Maybe they meant to tell something with that. But yeah, that's very much a Kaining City asset, and so is that. That's very obviously a Kaining City asset. But I really dig the vibe in this place. Alright, let's just pull the boss if we can. Of course. I believe these necros are the scary things here. Not too hard to deal with. We grab the key for the next floor, and we continue on our way. some piping up there. Kind of cool. Actually makes it like a little bit more believable, the idea that the crew like actually stayed and lived down here for a little bit. This dungeon is also unique in that it actually has 2 entrances. We're gonna walk by one of the other ones. Oh my god, y'all are not standing in the fucking... They're standing in the freaking... Alright. Alright. Keep on going. But yeah, we're going to walk by it soon. We actually had to walk through this dungeon. I don't know if you remember that episode from a while ago. In order to get to Glad's excavation. Or, not Glad's excavation. Glad's encampment. Excuse me. Yeah, we had to go through this portal over here. So this is one of the few dungeons that actually has 2 entrances. But you do need to grab the quest from the lady out in Arbor Bay, so oftentimes people just come the Vlox Falls route. It's maybe minorly easier to come from Gad's encampment, but if you're going to go all the way out there to grab the quest, you might as well just kill the extra group. Right? Like... It's not that big of a deal. I believe there is one other dungeon. This we did it a couple episodes ago. The Vloxen Excavations. That is also a 2 entrance dungeon. Also, interestingly, has a Nightfall-ish themed story. There you have. Actually, no, that was a cavern that Dredge broke into, and it just randomly used Nightfall assets. Yeah, so. You have a dungeon that uses Nightfall assets that has nothing to do with characters from Nightfall. And then you have a dungeon about Corsairs, which are from the Nightfall region, that uses Kyning City assets. Alright. Here we go, level 2. You have to go out here and kill this group, and this will spawn a treasure chest, which will give us a torch. It's a little weird because there's, like, no real mention that you should do this, so, like, I guess you're just supposed to guess. Like, once we kill this last guy, you'll see, poof, chest. And lit torch. But yeah, it's really kind of weird. Like, they just expect you to kill that and just figure it out by luck. But whatever. We have some glint crystals from, like, Glint's lair to here now. Glaive escaped with her ship, the Queen Fools, abandoning all who can make it. She sealed us in the underground tunnels of Fetty's power wane. The Dark Deal's nature became apparent. It's a vicious cycle that will never end. We fight eternally. What would be interesting is if there was actually other members of the crew present, like other good members of the crew besides this lady. But it's really just all the undead. And they don't, like, fight each other, so this part of the story is actually a little bit, like, not shown super well in the dungeon. Got a light coming in from a crack up there. This is a pretty cool room. You got the different gods up there on, like, the broken roof. So we just light all these things, and then a group should spawn. Let's see where they spawn. Yeah, they're over there. Gives me a chance to show off something silly. So if you come over to this wall here, you can actually stick your face into the wall, and you can actually see the other, like, part of a different dungeon or something over there. That's pretty cool. Now, that's something I always found interesting. That made me think of, like, whenever they built these dungeons, they just kind of slammed, like this is part of a corridor from another dungeon, and then they just went and dropped a wall there. Meow, meow. Meow, meow. No. Alright. Door open. Is that a passageway over there? I've never seen that. Maybe we'll go check that out, actually, while we're over here. We got another cool thing over here, which is, like, almost like Ascalon Catacombs reused vibes. I don't... why that picture got a cake? Why does it have an ass? I know that's just supposed to be part of the robe, but it makes it look like it's assless. Like, for some reason, the ass is just cut out. This is pretty cool. Some Ascalon Catacombs vibes. I feel like this is kind of what the whole place should have been like. The whole place should have been like this. Are those like Oni from Factions? I actually don't know what that's supposed to be. I think those are supposed to be Oni from Factions. I think this is Balthazar? Maybe it's just a dragon of some sort, but... Kill the boss. Grab our dungeon key. We don't actually need the torch anymore. I'm going to kill this group, though. Because I noticed that there's a pathway over here that I don't believe I've ever been down before. Because I've only ever gone, like, basically the shortest way through this dungeon. So there's probably a lot of directions and stuff that I didn't see. And to be honest with you, I probably should have done that when we were on the other floor. Because there's probably, again, some places I haven't been. But there's like a passageway up here. Where does this go? Is it just dead end up here? Oh, that's a little sad. I was kind of hoping that it would, like, maybe lead up to that area we saw up there. I wonder if you could see something through here. Yeah, you can see there's a... Oh my gosh, there's a whole nother room back here. I think I was onto something with the whole... they just cut assets in and then just drop a wall there. Let's go take a look at that other passageway over there. Again, another little weird thing. Little weird outcropping down there. But I think there could be a treasure spawn or something down there. If you have Light of Deldrimor. I probably should have mentioned that. There's a skill that you get Light of Deldrimor. It was in one of the Dwarven skill episodes. And if you use it in a dungeon, it'll mark special things on the map for you. Like treasures, like maps, that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool mechanic. It gives the skill extra use. The skill actually, I think, does holy damage, so I probably should have brought it for this dungeon anyway. Like, it probably would have just been good. Same thing here, probably just a passageway that leads to nowhere. Some spiders, some... I assume they're supposed to be, like, bones and stuff. Webbed up. This is a bit of a longer dungeon, definitely. With all human players, like, running through most of the stuff, you can pretty easily get the place done in, like, sub 10 minutes. But running through it with, like, heroes and stuff like that takes quite a while because there's just a lot of distance to cover. Also, we're taking a break to, you know, look around and stuff like that, so there's that. But yeah. Pop cons for this floor, just because this floor can be rough. And this third floor is a lot more standard dungeon architecture. I like the smoke effect, though, in the background, like over there. And these rocks. I love these rock formations. These are actually something that happens in real life. I forget what it's called, but I think they're over in, like, Greenland and stuff like that. These kind of, like, basalt pillars, I believe they are. But I think they normally form, like, on the side of mountains, not, like, freestanding like these are necessarily. But they're really cool if you ever want to look, like, just look at pictures of them. It's not just, like, I thought that was, like, a video game thing, but no, that's actually a real thing. A real naturally occurring thing. Alright, I'm gonna flag the heroes back here and try to grab just one group. In hard mode, these necromancers are by far the scariest thing here. They cast Death Nova, so whenever things kill each other, they do a lot of damage. I'm gonna go grab the torch while my group kills the next thing. I don't think I actually flagged them far enough. But yeah, we gotta keep riding the torch. This should be pretty easy. Uh-oh. Just think I had another group to deal with. I'm just gonna go light this thing. I'm coming back, boys. Don't die on me. I think these little sparkle things here, I believe these are Sparkfly, Sparkfly Fen? Sparkfly Swamp. In Guild Wars 2, it's Sparkfly Fen assets. But yeah, the end boss of the dungeon is actually quite a bit, can be rough. He's basically got like two forms. He transforms back and forth. As you burn through the first phase, then he transforms, and then you have a certain amount of time to DPS his like tankier phase. But he spawns a whole new set of ads and stuff whenever he does that. Whenever he changes and stuff, it can be quite rough. So, in terms of dungeon bosses that are hard to kill by yourself with heroes, is definitely one of the more difficult ones. Here. Grab the torch. And let's keep going. We might be able to skinny by and get this first one. Pull those to our team and then just light that torch real quick. Yeah, we should be fine once we clear this group to just run all the way to the other end. Almost died. Gotta kill this guy. Alright, grab our torch. So what you're intended to do is light all these, like, braziers along the way. Braziers? 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 I think it's braziers. Along the way. But you can actually just run right to the end and light this one, because the only ones that actually need to be lit to trigger the next boss spawning are the ones in the four corners of the room. Also, I could just say this is one of my favorite rooms in all of the dungeons. I don't know why. But, like, just this, like, big, kind of empty, dilapidated hall with these giant spider webs and this giant fire over here. I don't know why. It's just cool. And we don't need the torch for the rest of the dungeon, so we can actually just drop it at this point. And we can kill these. It's a little weird how this bosses in this dungeon works. Sometimes you need to clear the whole group to get the dungeon key. Sometimes you just have to kill the brigand. It does not seem to be very consistent with which one it is. It's just whichever one they feel like that day. Oh, look at that big ray of judgment. Jesus beam, go! All right. All right, now we're at the final boss, Fendi, which I am terrified of. Not normally, but with heroes, he's a little scary. Thankfully, in normal mode, it shouldn't be too bad. We're just gonna see where he spawned at. We brought Fendi, you'll pay for your mutiny. Is Fendi gonna say anything? Let's stay here so they don't Leroy through the boss. I think if we flag over here-ish, I should be able to pull Fendi down. Alright, so this is Fendi, so he has two phases, a Necro phase and a Ritualist phase. So this is the Necromancer phase. I think he's gonna spawn all these other things. We're gonna flag these guys back a little bit so they're not getting hit by everything. And he has a ton of HP, as you can see, as I'm trying to get through him. It's probably going to take us more than a couple cycles to get through his HP bar. You see a certain amount of time has passed, so he's back to this form. This form, especially in hard mode, can be quite scary. Due to just, like, the amount of energy degen that the little guys that he spawns do, because they have some of the ranger skills that remove energy, so they can, like, really nuke a team's energy down. But in normal mode, they die so fast it's not that big of an issue. Looks like 3 rotations. That's not that bad. Especially because it's nice when all the archers respawn. They just respawn right on top of him. So, and then they try to use a touch skill on me, so they just die real quick. Yeah, this guy has a massive amount of HP, as you can probably tell. This is why holy damage is actually really good here, is because he does take double damage from holy. Alright, Fendi's chest. Let's see what we got. Elegant Scythe. That's not a Bone Dragon staff game. But where is Sage? There you are. It's nice that she comes with you in the dungeon, because it means you can just turn the quest in, wait for the timer to run out. It'll pop you outside. You can pick up the quest and do the dungeon again. The day the sun sets... Yeah, this day the sun sets on the soul of a free woman. The tide of destiny may ebb and flow once again, but for today, you have our gratitude. Thank you. But that is going to be the end of Shards of Orr, and we have 1 mega dungeon left, so that'll be fun. Well, thank you all for coming out. I hope you have a great day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.